Today's topic will be on solving linear equations with variables and constants on both sides. The definition for such is solving equations in which the variable terms or constant terms or both are on both sides of the equation. But keep in mind that alike terms can be combined, such as 7x and 3x will equal 10x. Then we transform the equation that began with variables and constants on both sides into the form ax equals b. We have a variable side and a constant side, as I just mentioned. How you decide to set the equation up is up to you. In this formula, the left side is the variable side with ax, and the right side is the constant side because of the b. Remember, a constant is a fixed, non-changing number, and a variable represents an unknown number or quantity. In this first example, let's solve 7x plus 8 equals negative 13. Since the left side is the variable side due to the x, the 8 is out of place. So let's subtract that from both sides, keeping the equality. Because remember, what we do to one side, we have to do to the other, just to keep the equality the same. We get 7x plus 8 minus 8 equals negative 13 minus 8. Next, we have to divide both sides by 7 to get x by itself. So by doing that, we get x equals negative 3. So before we continue, though, let's check and ensure that this answer is correct by substituting negative 3 in for x. So we get 7 times negative 3 plus 8 equals negative 13. You simplify the equation a little further, and you get negative 13 on both sides, which is equal, and that is what we want. In this next example, let's solve 9x equals 8x minus 6. Notice that the variable is on both sides. Since the right side is the constant side due to the negative 6, let's get the 8x onto the other side by subtracting it from both sides. So we get 9x minus 8x equals 8x plus 6 minus 8x. So we simplify that and we get x equals negative 6. Now before we continue, again, let's ensure that this answer is correct by substituting the negative 6 in for the x. So we get 9 times negative 6 equals 8 times negative 6 minus 6. You do a little simplification, and you get negative 54 equals negative 54. As you see, both sides are indeed equal. In this example, let's solve 7x plus 5 equals 6x plus 2. Now notice that there are variables and constants on both sides of this equation. No problem. Let's choose which side will be our variable side and which side will be the constant. In this case, I'm going to make the left side the variable side and the right side the constant side, just for simplicity. So we subtract 6x from both sides, and we get x on the left side of the equation. We get x plus 5 equals negative 2. Doing a little bit more simplification, we get x equals negative 3. We can check and make sure that this is correct by the substitution method. So we substitute negative 3 in for x, and after a little bit more simplification, we get negative 16 equals negative 16. To recap what we've done, first we choose which side will take on the variable or the constant. Then second, we have to collect the variable terms to the variable side of the equation. Third, we collect constants on the other side of the equation. Whether you choose to collect the variables on the left side is up to you. Whether you choose to do the right side is up to you. They are interchangeable, so don't be afraid to play around and see what works for you. Then we make sure the coefficient of the variable is equal to 1 by doing a little simplification. And fifth, we check the solution by substituting it into the original equation.